Hey there, this is Nicole Marie Finch, and you are watching my Health and Mindset blog. Thanks again for tuning in and checking out what I got to share today, which is all about, this whole thing of sitting. In the words of the late Bob Marley, we all should be get up, stand up. And I wish I would sing, but there might be some kind of copyright infringement there. Plus, you're better off. Anyways, and I want to talk today about, we all know that sitting is probably not great for us. And I want to share some of the information about why it is, and then what we can do in our crazy lives of sitting to be able to counteract some of that. And this is actually somewhat inspired by when I was getting a master in public health. I was doing a project on sitting. So a lot of these facts and stuff are from there. Some of them might be a little bit older now, but still totally relevant. And so first thing I want to share is that between 1980 and 2000, exercise remained constant based on a study that was done, but sitting time increased 8% and obesity doubled. 20 years of exercise not going down, sitting just going up, obesity doubled. And granted, there were probably other things going on around that time with our food and things like that, but what the study was basically showing was that sitting time has a lot of connection to this obesity going up. 80% of our jobs nowadays require very little time on the feet. Most of us are sitting all day. We're sleeping, we're sitting, maybe some sporadic times of walking around. And prolonged sitting has been linked to cardiovascular issues, diabetes, obesity, and lower survival rates. Another study that was done, it followed people over a 12-year period to check in with them based on their various levels of sitting. They were grouped into different groups. And the group that sat almost none of the time, so they were mostly on their feet, 95% of them were still alive 12 years later. Great. Now the group of almost all sitters, well, hardly ever standing, mostly sitting, only 80% were still alive 12 years later. So, and then the way they kind of connected to that study was there was a link between the sitting time, statistically, it's a hard word to say, significant difference in the sitting time between those groups and the survival rate. So that's really kind of crazy. Why is sitting causing this issues for people? So here's a couple of things. So first of all, your lack of muscle contractions, because you're just sitting there. It's compressing the veins and it's increasing the blood pressure. The glucose levels, the sugar levels, and insulin responses are negatively affected. After about 2 hours of sitting, the good cholesterol, HDL, good cholesterol, the activity drops 20%. And we want that to be active. So after 2 hours of sitting, got a 20% decrease in activity in the good cholesterol. No good. And something else, which really is driving a lot of this stuff, is called the lipase factor. Well, I call it the lipase factor because I did actually call that in my presentation because I'm a nerd like that. It's the lipoprotein lipase, LPL, which is a key player in breaking down the fat that we consume and help it to get to all the right places in the body that need it. And prolonged sitting suppresses that function. So what happens is the muscle cells are not taking up the fat as much. And so more of it is staying in the bloodstream. And so that's causing all sorts of other issues that are out there from the prolonged sitting. Now the good news is that it is reversed when you walk around after you eat. This is during eating and then sitting after eating. The function goes down. Now all that fat that you consumed is staying in your bloodstream than going to where it needs to go. Bad news bears. So we get up and actually walk after you eat, you can reverse some of that. So that's the good news. Now, also, the other issue with sitting is that most of us are not sitting with the correct posture. And that's causing a number of issues as well because our spine is not in the proper alignment. So the back muscles, the ligaments, the discs, the spinal joints are all under stress. The little pads, little discs between the vertebrae that are supposed to help to provide cushion and absorb some of the shock, they have uneven pressure and wear and tear that's happening. And then, of course, most of us are sitting like this. And so our upper back here is really trying to hold on to the neck and head and hold it all up so you get all that tightness up there. We got to put our shoulders back. And the other thing too is not good for our brain either, because our mind really, it loses processing power after about an hour. It really only has a limited time where it can truly hone in and focus. And it starts to, and so what you really want to do is be able to get up and refresh. Even if you're working on something that excites you, it's really powerful to just get up and take a break. Our brain needs a break, our body needs a break. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a break. So after like 45 to 60 minutes, get up and walk around for 10 minutes. You can do it like 50 minutes and then 10 minutes a break. 15 minutes every hour, you're able to get in 10 minutes of walking around, maybe go outside, get some fresh air, maybe do some squats, do some high knees, maybe do some yoga, some dance, whatever, feels right, stretching, whatever is good for you. Get up, move around, get your eyes away from looking at anything and give yourself that break. And when you are sitting, make sure you're using good posture. So I think we know, keep your feet flat on the ground, and you want to have your shoulders back over your hips, and then you want to have, we were taught 90 degrees, but actually what I've learned is you actually want to be more of an obtuse angle. You're going to have less strain where the carpal tunnel stuff can happen if you're more at a relaxed level where it's more, the hands are like more like in your lap. And you want to look down. Your computer screen should not be looking up. You should be, kind of gently looking down, be more relaxed. So hopefully that helps. I know we know a lot of this stuff, but I think sometimes it helps to break it down and a good reminder. I know that I can use that reminder. I actually ended up getting a sit-stand desk, so I can choose to sit or choose to stand. Usually when I stand, my cats end up taking my chair. I do work from home, and so, then I'm forced to stand and be healthy. I try to do the same thing. It's going to be hard when you're really focused on something. You just want to get something done. You got a timeline, you got a deadline. You're really like in the zone, but it actually can be really good mentally, and you're not going to feel it's like draining and tired, and your eyes get, all that stuff. It's really good to get up, look at long distances, far away, move around, give everything a break, and come back ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? So, if you ever forget, just remember, just like Bob Marley said, get up and stand up. Because we know life is chaos. So let's have fun with it and do a little dance every hour on the hour.